Hi everyone, welcome to Top of the Round Paradigm. My name's Kenan, I'm the GM for this campaign. With me we have...
Hi, I'm Nikki and I play Clover.
Hi, I'm Jordash and I play Varian.
Hello, wonderful tots. Thank you, Raymond and Mama Mac, for episode reviews, and thank you, Schmilster Drew, for the episode rating on Podchaser. And thank you to Renee for the Spotify rating. We really appreciate ya.
See how she said her name? Go rate us on Spotify and then let us know, and then we can say your name too.
Also, hey, we didn't realize that Spotify comments were a thing until last week when we were looking at the episodes, and Jordash was like, someone said something on here, and we were like, what the fuck? So hey, thank you, Benny, Gail, and Hannah, for the comments that you've been leaving on Spotify. That feels really cool and good, and you rock. Thank you so much. Hey, you can do that too, if you would like us to speak about you in a positive manner. All right, nifty. Do it. Thanks for the support.
If you're tired of hearing us in your ear holes and want to read us with your eyeballs, go to our Discord. The link is in the show notes below.
Hey all, we have a Patreon at patreon.com/topoftheround, which is a wonderful way not only to support us, but to get additional content for your ear holes. We have things like movie reviews, where Fear, Clover, and Varian attempt not to watch scary movies most of the time, but accidentally keep picking scary movies because there's titles like Smile, like what the fuck, movie producers? Why you be so confusing like that? Anyways, if you'd like to hear more about that, go to patreon.com/topoftheround. You know you want to. You know you want to join us. You know you want a cool title. You know you do. Go look at yourself in the mirror. Look at yourself really, really closely in the face and say to yourself, I should be a patron at Top of the Round on Patreon because it will improve my life by at least 0.1%.
Hey, so if you're not like me and you're one of those weird freaks that likes to sleep or walk around during the day with clothes on, you can head over to toterpodcast.com and click on the merch. And then from there you can select all sorts of whatever to cover your body if you're into that, which is whatever. Anyway, that's beside the point. A lot of you like clothes for some reason, so go to towerpodcast.com, click on the merch, and then you can wear stuff that potentially has me on it. Which actually, that's not so bad. If I can't be in you, at least I can be on you.
Hard to follow that, but hey, we have a P.O. Box at P.O. Box 603, Circle Pines, Minnesota, 55014, where you can send us stuff. Send it to White Raven Studios. And also, hey, thanks, Ray, for sending us Christmas gifts, because these are really cool, and we really appreciate it. You know, you can send stuff to us, like Ray. Do it. You know you want to. And then we'll shout you out like this, probably. It's nifty. It's cool. It's what the cool kids do. All right.
Make sure to check the trigger warnings below and the show notes. Let's head on over and check in with Justin to see what happened last time.
Thanks, Ken. This is Justin with Justin. I'm starting to get the hang of these quick reports that are concise. I'll go back to trying to interview soon once I have enough confidence. But so last time, Clover and Varian were trying to leave Repentance, and Nisha was outside waiting and attacking, and they tried to run, but they got wrapped up in weird water tentacles. Sorry, weird is a descriptor that I shouldn't add because it's emphasizing opinion-based things. Okay, water tentacles. Wrap them up. They tried to escape. Peregrine came out and started fighting. They managed to wiggle away and get across the bridge and alert the guards that they failed at their job and that someone was attacking Repentance. Then Varian and Clover sped away on the bike for a while until they came across an abandoned barn. But the appearance was deceiving because it wasn't abandoned, it was made by Chaz, the Archfey, that sent Varian to get Emery from the bottom of Repentance. Clover went to go rest and tried to communicate with her fire guardian spirit thing. We don't have exact details on what that is yet. But Varian and Chaz spoke, and Varian uncovered things like Euphemia is the one that destroyed Heaven's Gate, and revealed things like Talus is trying to bring Zakar back to life, and Alan is his husband and is also guilt. Overall, it seems like a pretty positive feeling conversation, that even though they're discussing very negative topics. That's it for now. Back to you, Ken.
Thanks, Justin. Our story continues now. We left off with Clover going to bed, and Varian and Chaz having a nice little discussion about Chaz killing Azrael.
Oh, technicality.
Let's start with Clover.
Yep, that's me.
You wake up to the sounds of scribbling, laying on a very comfortable bed in a very familiar room. You do smell the faintest little whiffs of smoke. What you doing? You are not in the office.
I sat up, right?
Mhm.
I'd like to look around and see where the fuck I am.
You're in your dad's room. Both your father and Perth are off by the side table. They're both engulfed in flame, but it doesn't seem to be bothering them. And it looks like they're writing up some sort of contract.
I wish I could read. Okay. Clover is gonna look around. Is there anybody else in the room?
You see a very muscly half orc, half drow standing by the door, also currently engulfed in flame.
But the flame doesn't seem to be bothering them.
Mm-mm.
Does anyone notice her move if she gets out of bed?
If you got out of bed, who knows? You haven't moved or got out of bed.
Okay, she's gonna scoot to put her feet on the floor and then stand.
All right. No one seems to notice.
Clover blinks over at Rife, and then she's going to cautiously approach her father and Perth to see if she can overhear and or read.
That's cute.
I know it's adorable, but Varian has been giving me lessons, so there's a possibility that I might pick out like 2 words. Give me the benefit of the doubt here, Kenneth.
Yes, because all little children learning to read can read legal documents just fine.
The hope is there, okay?
The hope is there. You do hear sounds like they are talking, but it is distorted, as if you weren't really there for that conversation, but you know it happened, so your brain's just making something up.
Okay.
And your father is writing something down, and as he moves the pen, the ink burns away, and there's nothing left to even try to read.
Well, that's not helpful. What kind of vibe is father and Perth emitting?
Fiery. They're on fire. You can't really tell their vibes.
Okay. And they don't notice me at all.
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna look around. Is there anybody else in the room?
Just Rife.
And they're just having a conversation I can't understand.
Mm-hmm.
Can I try and put out my father so that I can read the ink possibly that he writes? Just for now. Just for fun. Just for a minute. Then he can be back on fire.
Roll a flat check, and then depending on how well you roll, I might have you roll a performance check.
17.
Alright, roll a performance check.
19.
Ooh, okay. You get your father's flames down to a smolder. He is no longer engulfed in flame. The ink itself is still burning away, but you are able to catch his vibe now that he is not obscured. And he seems to be excited.
Okay. Crumbs. She's gonna put out Perth.
Roll a performance check.
32.
Alright, you are able to put Perth's flames out completely. And though he is also giving excited vibes, there are undertones of annoyance.
Are they talking?
Yeah.
Can I hear them now?
No. Roll a perception check.
Cool. 33.
As you are studying Perth's vibe, you see his head slowly turn and stare at you.
I don't like that. Clover freezes. So, like, he notices I'm there.
He's definitely staring at you.
This is a dream. It's just a dream. Does he say anything?
Nope.
She's gonna start backing away.
Right. As you back away, you bump into something.
Is it Rife?
Nope, he's by the door.
I turn.
You see Perth in a different outfit. More put together. Vest, dress shirt. And he puts his hands on your shoulders.
It's really fucking creepy. Okay. Is the other Perth still in front of me?
Yep.
Can I jolt away from the other Perth that's now behind me?
Sure.
Okay, I'd like to jolt away because that's creepy.
You do that.
Okay. He doesn't do anything?
Nope.
What is going on? Dream, get me out of here right now! I'm supposed to control you, and this is not okay. Demand justice!
Yes, that's how you control dreams.
Okay. Clover's gonna take a deep breath and shake her head and close her eyes and imagine she's back in the fiery place her last dream was in.
Okay. Roll a performance check.
21.
Alright, as you do that, are you going to keep your eyes closed?
She keeps them closed for about 20 seconds and then opens them back up.
You see your father and both Perths are now engulfed in flame again, and the wall to the far left has eroded, and there's this red sand spilling into it.
Does it look like I could walk through it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna run in that direction.
Okay.
Out of this room and into the fire, because that's better.
Alright, you hit the sand and run up the little dune.
Am I in the place I imagine?
Mm-hmm.
Do I see any of the elemental dudes?
Roll a perception check.
33.
You see Mr. Senor Fire Guy on the other side of a large crevasse, staring at you.
We need to talk! How wide is this crevasse?
About 30 feet.
What's at the bottom?
You don't know.
Come over here.
Doesn't respond. It's just staring at you.
A stupid idea, but can I run and jump over the crevasse using fire to propel me?
You can certainly try.
I would like to try, yes.
All right. Roll a performance check.
Okay. 29
What's your ability modifier?
+4 for con.
You run and leap over the crevasse and go about 5 feet and start falling. And you try and shoot flames out of your feet, arms. Where are you?
Arms, hands.
Hands.
I am Iron Man.
And you're able to stabilize a bit, and you travel another 10 feet and start falling.
Do I know what's below me?
Nope. Just dark.
Okay, she's gonna take a deep breath, close her eyes again, and imagine herself on the other side of the crevasse with the fire guy.
Alright. How long are you going to keep your eyes closed?
10 seconds.
Okay. About 5 seconds after starting this, you still feel like you're falling, and then you hit ground.
I open my eyes.
You are on the other side of the crevasse, and Fire Guy is once again staring at you.
I scramble to my feet.
Okay.
Tell me more.
More of what?
Where's the queen?
It rotates its torso and points in the direction the road is leading away from the crevasse.
Why did you attack Peregrine?
It rotates back towards you. It is my duty.
Why?
It tilts its head at you. It doesn't understand the question.
Why is it your duty?
It is my job to protect the queen and her kin.
So I'm not the queen, so I'm kin?
You're Kenneth, Clover.
I'm Kenneth.
It kneels.
What are you doing?
Doesn't respond.
But why me and not my brothers then?
There are no other heirs to the throne.
What? Is the queen here?
No response.
I'm not an heir. That's really... Well, why didn't you come out before when I needed you?
No response.
Why aren't you talking to me?
Varian,
Fuck you. Thank you so much.
Hi.
It's time to talk to yourself.
You killed Azrael. Yeah. Varian just kind of slow blinks at this bitch. Varian just falls quiet. What? Is that really that hard to believe? That you killed a god? Yeah, that's what I said. Is that so hard to believe? I mean, a bit. I know you can mold Earth really well. That's not all I can do. Varian's just gonna stop responding and think about what Emery said to him in the prison and how she said no when I mentioned his name and to run.
Which we're not doing.
I see you've had a week to think about
Stuff was just happening, yo. Varian's gonna go over to the barn and sit down in front of it.
As you turn towards the barn, roll a perception check.
That was a terrible roll. 21.
You see it emanating light from all of the cracks and holes in the walls.
What color light?
Orange.
No.
Varian's gonna... Damn it. Varian's gonna go over to the window and look inside to check on Clover.
Alright, roll a perception check.
A little bit better. 27.
You see her sleeping on a pile of pillows, engulfed in flame.
This girl is on fire!
Varian's gonna turn back towards Chaz. If you can do so many things, can you make water? That's easy. Would you mind putting my friend out? I mean, it doesn't seem like it's bothering her. Seems like it's bothering you more than anything. But I guess I can. Varian's gonna look back over at Clover. Does it look like her clothes are burning away, or does it just look like she's surrounded by flame and it's not actually affecting her?
It looks like she is surrounded by flame, but nothing's burning.
You know what? Just let her sleep.
This is normal.
I was looking for another favor. I never agreed to the first thing. But you didn't disagree to it. Fine, I disagree. Varian's gonna continue what he was doing and then just sit down and get into a relaxed position and just start trying to ignore Chaz.
Where are you looking when you sit down?
He's gonna glance at Chaz and then look forward. And he's just gonna close his eyes so he doesn't have to look at anything.
Alright, as you glance at Chaz, you see them. They lean over to the side, bending at the torso, seeing what you're doing, and then when you close your eyes, roll a perception check.
25? I'm gonna stop using this dice.
You hear the shuffling of feet getting closer to you, and then the ruffling of fabric, like someone kneeling over. How long are you going to keep your eyes closed?
I'm not gonna open them for a while, if that's what you're asking.
About a minute later, you feel a poke on your forehead.
Varian will open his eyes. I know you don't need to sleep, but I need to rest. I've had a long few days, starting with falling off a waterfall. Varian will say, glaring at Chaz. Well, that was your fault. All it would have taken was your name. I'm sure that's not all you would have taken. But that's all I need. Varian will close his eyes again, leaving him on red.
No one leaves Chaz on red. And you'll hear the ruffle of fabric, and then the shuffling of feet getting quieter, like they're moving away from you. About 5 minutes later, you feel someone playing with your hair.
Marion's eyes will open again, and he'll look around.
You see Chaz half fused into the barn wall, leaning over you.
Did you annoy Azrael to death? No, but there was a lot more lightning involved. Would you rather I go the lightning route? Rather you not go any route. Yeah, I can do that.
You see Chaz sink back into the barn wall, and then the barn wall disintegrates and blows away. And then you just see Clover laying on the ground, engulfed in flame.
There's just no barn anymore altogether?
Mm-hmm.
The whole barn, not just the wall?
The whole barn disintegrated.
So now he's may or may not be gone.
May or may not be gone.
Varian will turn and face Clover and just keep an eye on her.
Alrighty. About 3 hours in. Roll perception check.
Someone spotted our fire. 37. Better dice.
You see movement fairly low to the ground, about 100 yards away, moving towards you.
Varian will pull out his bow and stand at the ready and try and track whatever's moving.
Right. As you stand, you notice that the movement stops, and then 2 minutes go by, and it'll start moving towards you again.
Varian will ready his bow and track it. How far away is it now?
About 200 feet.
Can I make out anything? Any details?
As they get closer, you see it looks like a mangled mess of vines and roots, and you see one chunk of it launch into the air, and the original mass, now a little bit smaller, is still heading towards you.
Where's the airborne chunk going? Does it look like a projectile?
It is going up, not towards you. So it's about 150 feet in the air now, still going up.
How tall does this mass of vines look? Does it look like it's just vines, or does it look like there's someone underneath vines controlling it boggy swamp style, like Avatar The Last Airbender?
From what you can see, it's just vines.
But how tall is it?
Hard to say from how far away it is, but it could be between 5 to 10 feet.
Varian will, keeping an eye on it, will move over to put himself between that thing and sleeping, burning Clover. He's not going to attack yet because he's not sure what's going on.
Okay. Roll a perception check.
He doesn't want to just start a fight with something that might not be hostile towards him yet. 36.
You see the mass split in two, and one starts to head in a arcing path to the left, and one starts to head in an arcing path to the right.
So they are trying to flank me now. How far away are they?
About 100-ish feet.
Varian is going to mark the mass on the left as his prey.
How big is the clover fire?
It is as long and as wide as you are, Clover, and about 15 feet tall.
So it's a very bright beacon of fire.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Very noticeable for people even without having dark vision. I see. All right. Are they still moving in an arcing pattern that looks like it's going to reconvene on me?
They are definitely still headed in your direction.
How far away are they?
About 50 feet now. The one that was launched has not come back down.
What is your intent?
No response.
Varian will shoot the one on the left.
Okay. To hit.
38.
That hits.
12.
Alright, you see your force arrow hit the mound of vine and root, splash across it, and the mass stops moving.
Speak your intent.
Roll initiative.
I rolled a natty 20. 39.
Clover,
Yeah. Your vibe is sussing me out.
roll a perception check.
32.
You are suddenly in a familiar restaurant, looking at yourself being blasted out of a wall
Okay.
and seeing the 12 individuals that were in the restaurant with you either catching on fire, being blasted away from the explosion, and or both. You feel confused in the sense that you don't know why you're where you're at or how you got there.
So I don't know where I'm dreaming?
No, you do. You just feel that way.
Okay.
Roll a perception check.
36.
You feel one of the patrons of the restaurant grab your ankle. Would you look down?
Yeah. Yes. This is not cool.
Clover always looks down on her victims.
Oh my god. No, I mean confused but also upset because she doesn't want to see this shit.
As you look down, you notice that your foot is completely made of fire, and you see a hand slash down at the person gripping your ankle, and it is a fiery clawed hand.
Can I speak?
Sure.
That'd be terrifying to hear like a little girl's voice come out of that thing. Like, and I have no control over what's happening.
Over your body.
Wow! Great, cool. No, stop! I don't want this!
As you say that, you see yourself refocus out the blasted wall towards yourself. And a new sense of confusion washes over you, but also relief.
Because Clover is okay.
Maybe.
I see. Okay. I gave fire birth to an elemental.
You watch as a familiar humanoid you would recognize as Fear walking towards yourself out in the town center. And as the visage you're currently in goes to move towards you, another patron goes to reach for you, and you feel a sense of panic and confusion, and then you jolt awake and roll a perception check.
27.
You notice that you are in a small little closet. You think you're pretty sure you're still dreaming since you didn't go to sleep in a closet.
Right.
And you are woken by the sound of a plate being slid underneath the door crack.
You really said, I'm gonna fuck you up. Alright. Why am I here? Why am I here? Make it stop. Clover's gonna close her eyes and try and imagine herself back with Fire Guy because she has more fucking questions.
Roll a performance check.
Okay. My crit failed.
Right, as you think that, you start feeling wet where you're sitting, and then you drop into a large body of water.
Okay. Do it. Like I'm just in water?
Mm-hmm.
Am I under it?
You can see a little 5x5 closet without a floor. Like you clipped through the floor and are looking up, but there's nothing else around, and it's just water.
I don't see anyone. It's just water.
And the little closet is slowly sinking.
Okay. I am swimming, obviously, to stay above water and trying to find land.
There is no above water.
Okay. She's gonna close her eyes and try and imagine the Fire Guy again. Being next to the Fire Guy in the red sands.
Roll a flat check, and then depending on that, roll performance.
13 flat.
Okay, roll a performance check.
23.
Right, as the closet sinks past you, there is a disproportionately built humanoid floating in front of you with arms and legs that are about twice as long as what they should be, wearing these very flowy fabrics that are wrapped around their torso and legs. And around their chests there are dark green spheres that are glistening in the what little light there is in the water. They seem to have gills on their neck, and where their hands and feet should be are webbed claws.
Who are you? She says, splashing around.
You see it reach both its long arms out towards you.
In an attacky sort of way?
Doesn't feel like an attack. It's moving too slow. Could be.
Okay. Clover is trying to make peace with the elements, so she doesn't try to attack it.
The claws rest on either side of your shoulders and then starts to pull you towards it.
Okay. Clover takes a deep breath because this makes her very uncomfortable, but she's ready to close her eyes and imagine something else. Should things go fuck up.
Alright. As it pulls you in closer, roll a perception check.
35.
Once you get to about 5 feet away, you start to see the lines where its abdominal muscles were start to open. And at the edge of where each part opens, there's a little fang.
Is it trying to eat me?
Maybe.
Okay, Clover is gonna try and jolt away.
Roll a strength check.
Okay. 18.
Alright, you try to jolt away, but it has you in its grasp.
Crumbs! Okay, she's gonna close her eyes tightly. Imagine... Okay, so Clover's brain, while she's trying to think about the fire guy and the red sands, but she's in the water, so her brain is thinking about what Chaz said about the dead reef and Nyjah being from the water plane. So she is going to be thinking about Nyjah as she closes her eyes.
Who's that?
So she's going to be thinking about Nyjah as she closes her eyes.
Okay.
On accident. For fun.
Roll performance check.
Okay. 30.
You feel yourself drop like you missed a step going down the stairs and stumble forward, and you see Nyjah floating about 10 feet away from you, 5 feet off the ground.
I'm on the ground now?
Mm-hmm.
Am I still wet?
Mm-hmm.
Where are we exactly?
It looks like you're still underwater. The plant life is very reef-y. However, there is no water.
Okay.
Up above you, it also looks like there's no sky. It looks like you're underwater.
Is my hair behaving like there's no water?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's wet, but it's not floating around or anything.
Okay. Clover looks around confused and then blinks at Nyjah. How far away is Nyjah?
10 feet.
Why were you at Repentance? What did you want?
Their back is towards you, and you don't get a response.
Clover's gonna walk around.
Alright, you walk around. You see her with her helmet off, and she has very long, deep green hair that kind of fades into a dark purple, and she's cradling what looks to be the skeleton of a baby.
Is she crying?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't know I'm there.
Nope.
What happened? Clover's still asking, even though she, isn't responding to her.
Okay. Varian,
Hello.
roll perception check.
29.
You notice the light source behind you has dimmed a little bit, and it sounds like it is currently raining behind you.
Okay.
You're not getting wet, but it sounds like it's raining.
Everything is normal.
Okay. Well, what are the things doing? There was initiatives.
There was initiative.
I don't know
I'm
what
getting
they
to
came
that.
Well, hurry up. My curiosity is higher on the initiative order.
The one that was in the sky is going to go.
They got higher initiative than me. I rolled a natty 20.
Yep, they got a 40. Not a natty 40, but a 40.
Who did you fuck with? Because this sounds like a fuck us up sort of situation.
They were approaching in a hostile manner.
They were approaching all right.
In a hostile manner.
They were approaching, all right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Asking them to state their intent, and then they kept menacingly moving towards me. I'm at fault here. He was just walking towards you with a knife, not talking or responding to anything you say. Yeah, okay, yeah, you're the monster here.
Never said they were wielding any sort of weapon.
It was an example, Kenan. It's not a literal translation.
Mm-hmm.
They kept splitting into multiple parts and approaching you, coming at various angles, and not responding to your asks of who they were and what they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're the asshole for attacking them to defend yourself.
You've upset him.
You are the asshole for attacking them. They were just crossing the street. Does a 32 hit. It is not a projectile.
It's not ranged attack, right?
Nope.
It hits.
Take 30 points of bludgeoning damage as the one that was in the sky plummets and swings their tree trunk-like arms down as they hit the ground over your head.
Okay.
It is your turn.
What do they look like when they're in front of me now?
Looks like a large mass of vines where the shell of the vine is a thick bark and it kind of twists into what looks like could be a face at the top.
So not a fae we run into before.
No.
Varian's gonna glance back at Clover. What's she doing? How's she doing?
She is slightly less on fire.
Is it raining?
It is currently raining directly above Clover, and the droplets don't seem to be hitting the ground.
So they're evaporating as they go into the fire?
Yes.
Okay. Varian will look at the creature that just attacked him. And how far past Clover's body do the flames extend, or is it just right at her body?
A half a foot.
Okay. Varian will use an interaction and say to the attacking Fey creature, "Your approach seemed hostile. If you don't mean us any harm, just continue on. I'm trying to protect this child."
Roll a perception check.
So I'm gonna grab Clover and you're gonna wake up in the ethereal plane. 20, so 39.
Alright. You see the bark twist and break as it looks at you a little less angry and more confused.
You split into multiple pots, and we're approaching from multiple angles. You weren't responding to me. I thought you were hostile. If I upset you with my attack, it was on me. I apologize. Please just leave the child. She needs rest. The flaming, burning, raining child.
Can't you see she's tired?
It's my money. I need to protect my investment.
As you say that, it still seems a bit confused staring at you, and without turning so its face is directly looking at you, it's going to try and sidestep around you.
In response to that, can Varian slowly put his bow back over his shoulder to show he's not armed?
Mm-hmm.
Varian will do that.
You hear a low guttural sound, almost like dirt moving and twigs snapping, and the other two blobs away from you stop moving, and the one closest to you is continuing to sidestep, so it's in between you and Clover, but it's still staring at you.
It's moving to Clover?
It's moving, so it's in between you and Clover, but it's still facing you.
The fuck?
I don't understand you.
And it doesn't understand you.
Varian puts his hands up in a non-hostile way. Like, everything's okay. Easy boy.
Roll a perception check.
38.
You see the other two join your little group, and they're all looking at you confused. And the one you shot has a chunk of their barky exoskeleton, if you will, shattered, and is currently has a couple mushrooms growing out of the impact spot.
Okay. What kind of mushrooms? The mushrooms like from before? The network mushrooms?
No.
Conquer!
They have a thin white stalk and a little small brown top.
Don't know. I don't think we can understand each other. I'm not going to attack again. I read your intentions wrong. I'm sorry.
Roll a perception check.
Perception check after perception check after perception check.
32?
You see vines start to reach out between the three of them and entangle with each other.
3 become 1. Amen.
And the bark exoskeletons of the outside two start to splinter and twist inward as they start forming into one larger creature, about 10 feet tall, hunched over on using both their arms as legs. Very gorilla-esque. And you hear that same guttural sound of dirt moving and twigs snapping.
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
You see it sit and stare at you.
Varian, while maintaining eye contact, will also sit.
Clover,
Hi.
Hi.
you are currently viewing Anisha. Doesn't seem to know you're there.
What else is around us, or is it just her?
You can see the vague silhouette of what could be buildings, but it's distorted and blurry.
Clover is gonna take a few steps back. What happened? And then she's going to close her eyes, asking herself what happened to lead Nisha to this point. Just out of curiosity. If she can do that in her dreams.
Okay.
You ADHD'd her from Fire Guy.
Roll a perception check.
24.
You stand there for what seems like 5 to 10 minutes, wondering what happened, what caused this to occur with Nisha. And at first you don't think anything's happening. And then above you, you see what looks to be a very bright green light pushing its way through the water, and they all disappear. And then about 5 seconds later, you see it again, and then it disappears.
Like someone's searching.
It's not moving, so it's almost like it's pulsing.
Can I move towards the light?
It is above you where the quote-unquote ceiling is,
Okay.
and there's no water to swim up to it.
Clover is squinting at it, trying to figure it out.
It pops back up, goes away, pops back up, goes away.
Is it getting closer?
Nope.
And that's all I see.
Mm-hmm.
Clover is going to inhale again and close her eyes and try to think about going back to Fire Guy, because that's where all this started.
As you close your eyes, you feel a hand grip your wrist.
Her eyes pop open.
And for a second, you see Nisha reaching out and grabbing your wrist. And then she morphs into the Fire Guy.
Is Fire Guy holding my wrist?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm back on the sands.
Mm-mm.
I'm still underwater, technically? Where am I?
You are... looks to be in the plain where you fell asleep. But there's no barn. There's no Varian. It's just plains.
Please answer my questions. I'm so confused.
I cannot give any actual answers in this place. You must bridge our planes in the waking world.
How?
No response.
How do I control the fire?
Without letting go of your wrist, you see the Fire Guy extinguish, and There is a black skeletal charred figure in front of you with a couple of small horns sticking out of the part of the skull where the eyes would be. There are no eye sockets, there's no nose, and there's no response.
I don't understand.
No response.
Am I supposed to light you on fire again?
As you ask that question, roll a perception check.
31.
The closer you look at this charred, skeletal, almost statue now, you see what looks to be the grooves of charcoal. Like the skeleton is made out of charcoal.
Interesting. You look like you're waiting for me to do something.
Maybe.
Come on, Clover, fuck it up.
I don't want to fuck it up. It's made of charcoal.
Mm-hmm.
Can I reignite it?
You can try.
Okay, I'm gonna try it.
Alright, as you try to reignite it, it glows red as it heats up, but doesn't catch flame.
Can I create another one?
Another what?
Fire guy?
You can certainly try.
I'm gonna try.
Okay. Roll a performance check.
33.
Alright, you're able to create a large mass of fire and form it into a humanoidal shape. But the moment you stop focusing and it extinguishes,
Clover's going to lightly touch the charcoal.
with the hand that was being grasped, or your other hand.
The other hand.
And where are you touching?
Where the cheek would be.
Right, your finger pushes through the jawbone and it starts to crumple.
The entire thing?
Where you touched?
No, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, crumbs. I'm gonna try to fix it.
How are you going to try and fix it?
With my powers.
Which powers allows you to do that?
I don't know. The power of charcoal manipulation.
Seriously though, how are you going to try and fix it? Because you don't have charcoal manipulation.
I guess I'll try and light it from the inside, since my finger made a hole.
Alright. You see it glow red again, but nothing catches flame.
Can you please come back to life? I don't understand what I'm supposed to do. I won't get it.
No response.
Why are you looking at me like that? I feel like you... Is it obvious?
I think it's obvious.
Can I discorporate?
You want to try?
Yeah.
Alright, you discorporate.
And then just turn back into myself?
Mm-hmm.
And it's still technically holding my wrist.
If you recorporate in the same spot without moving at all, yeah.
Okay, she'd probably move her hand just so she doesn't crumble more things on it.
Okay. Its arm is still in the shape of your wrist where it went to grab. V-Dog. The now two of you sit facing each other. Occasionally you'll hear a twig snap, the sound of earth moving, but it's just staring at you.
I don't know what you're trying to say or what you want. I thought you were traveling. Why are you staying here? Why not continue to travel?
And then Varian will gesture in the direction that if they had just walked past him, they would have been heading. Like, why aren't you still going that way? And that's it, because he doesn't know what else is going on.
Okay. 2 hours later, if you don't move,
I'm not going to try and risk re-angering it and starting a fight that doesn't need to be fought.
okay. Roll a perception check.
35.
You start to see along the edges of its torso moss growing.
I have no idea what that means. Varian's just watching it. He doesn't know what the deal is.
Alright. Another 2 hours go by. And it's a good crit fail. Roll a perception check.
Or the opposite, 920.
You start to see pretty large flowers coming up from behind it.
Where Clover is?
Mm-hmm.
I should check on her. Are you going to be upset if I stand?
Hear a few twigs snap.
I don't know if that means yes or no. Varian will slowly try and stand.
As you stand, it unsits. I'm not going to say stand because it's on all fours, but it's not sitting anymore.
Can I see Clover when it unsits?
Mm-hmm.
How's she doing?
She's laying there, still on fire, still raining above her.
Where are the flowers coming from? Are the flowers on fire? Are they growing through the fire, or are they just around her?
You saw them growing from behind the creature.
Okay.
So they're on the creature.
Okay. That's fine then. I just wanted to check on Clover, and he has. Varian will stare at the creature. Well, the flower's a good thing. Does what grow on you signify your feelings?
Hear a few twigs snap.
First it was mushrooms, then moss, and now flowers. Varian doesn't know what to do, so he's just kind of staring at it still.
The patch of flowers that you saw growing out of its back get larger and more, and you see the moss creep along to its front side, and there are smaller flowers starting to bloom out of the sides of its torso.
Yeah, Varian has no idea what to make of all this.
Varian, you notice that the rain abruptly stops and the fire goes out. As Clover, you wake up.
I had a plan and everything. Motherfucker.
There's always tomorrow night.
Don't be alarmed.
What?
There is a fae here. I can't understand them.
What?
There is a fae. I can't understand them. They're right beside you.
Am I still dreaming?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
That's exactly what a dream would say.
Clover is gonna sit up and shake the hair from her face. Do I feel hot?
Nope.
Am I wet?
Nope.
She has no idea she was on fire.
Nope.
Clover's gonna blink over and then lift a brow.
Clover,
Yeah.
since you see the back of this creature, its back looks like a flower bed, and as it gets closer to the sides, it gets more and more mossy.
Clover is going to push herself out of her bedroll quietly. Is it still dark out?
It is the very beginnings of dawn.
Okay, so I got like 8 hours.
Hmm.
Okay. She is going to slowly get up and try to cautiously, quietly, in a non-aggressive manner, walk around to Varian.
As you try to walk around, it moves so it stays between you and Varian.
Are you trying to separate me from her?
Hi. I don't know you. Do you know me?
And we'll end there.
Thanks everyone so much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed listening as much as we enjoyed playing.
We have social media. Check us out at Top of the Round on Facebook and Instagram, and at Totercast on Blue Sky. We also have a website, toterpodcast.com. Check us out in all the places. Say hello, comment, follow, like, all that stuff. Reshare, retweet. It helps us out. Thank you.
Shout out to our Vessel and Witness tier patrons, Jermaine and Grayson. Thank you guys so much for your support.
Shout out to our Apostle tier patrons, Grayson, the Apostle of Joy,
Arden K, the Apostle of Compassion.
Alyssa, the Apostle of Rage.
Jem, the Apostle of Curiosity.
Bluebird, the Apostle of Awkwardness.
Namies, the Apostle of Bitterness.
Gabe, the Apostle of Anticipation.
And Kobe Beef, the Apostle of Bewilderment. Hey, come here. You're doing a great job. Thank you so much for supporting us as Celestials. You're definitely not Celestials, you are Apostles. Hey, step to the side. C1. My brain was on C1. Cool beans. Hey, if you too would like to join us, go to patreon.com/top-of-the-round. We'll see you there. Okay, bye.
We also have a Discord for those who didn't listen the first time. It is found in our show notes below, so click on that link. Join us. Love us. We love you. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.